Oh, Ellen, would you give me permission to record?
I think I did already.
Okay, thank you.
And something that I have to do here?
Just hit continue.
Got it, he said.
That's, yeah, got it.
Should I click got it?
Yes, yes.
I'm sorry, I have to get out of the screen momentarily because I don't know where I am.
He's okay.
It's disappeared.
He's okay. Everything's good.
How you doing, Carolyn?
Good, good. It's so nice to see you. And that was a long time that you were sick. How long was that?
It was almost 3 weeks.
Oh,
And what
good.
happened was my son's doing a triathlon this weekend and my daughter's doing something else. And they all treated me like I was Typhoid Mary, you know. So I said, well, I'm not leaving the house, you know. So I just went into lockdown for 3 weeks and everybody else was happy. And, you know,
Right.
it's really a nice retreat.
Right? It is, yeah. Yeah.
So
We're good, we're good.
We're
Everything
good.
is good?
I am good. You're good.
All right, any, shall we start? We started already?
Yes.
All right, any questions about it? Everything is good? Yeah?
So good.
I went through the last video 3 weeks ago. It was a trip, actually, you know, because we went through all this big conversation between each other about the word that we were looking for gesture. And it was fantastic because it seemed like years ago. That's the last time you were here, Mary Pat, right? Too?
Yes.
It was a big deal. So the gesture has evolved during the next 3 weeks and it became clarified. I sent you a definition yesterday and a little bit about it and it got clear, no? So
Yes.
any questions about any new ideas about the word that we're looking for? We don't have a word yet. So gesture is for now, implying the gesture of self, right? Yeah.
I really liked what you wrote there, Christy, because it's the emotional connection to the movement, to the connections, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, yeah. And the only complexity that exists in it is that the self has changed. It's not just who we think that we were. It's now somebody new because we're in the new consciousness. And what that means that we are the new human in that sense, because we have all the free senses united by the consciousness, because the consciousness did it. The switching of the consciousness brought us the possibility for us to be in the presence of ourselves, because we tried for thousands and thousands of years. In the trial and the doing it, it was wonderful, but it brought us to the reality itself. So that's the reason now that the gesture is showing up, because it's expressing the free senses united, and the free senses united are much larger than what we thought they were or they will be in the mind of time. So as the free senses become united, the great self that each of us is showing up. Yes, so that's the reason that the gesture is accompanying your physiology, your emotions, and your mind, but it's also showing you or us or each of us as we really are. And so each connection is an opportunity of that. Yeah, it's an opportunity is not the word. Each connection is a door to that experience. Mm-hmm. So that it will encourage us, if you want to go through the 19 connections and see that, okay, so what is this? What is this connection? And then if it nothing come up out of the unity and just only the unity, that is fine. But you know that the central crown, for example, represents 3 dimensions, the entire understanding of 3 dimensions inside of the 10 dimensions. So it's a wonderful practice, because then you can get to see the totality of what 3 dimension is inside of the whole field of consciousness. And that will give us a lot of depth there, if you would like to say that as word, a lot of depth to the meaning of self, because the self is not just not only I or you showing up, but it has a greater understanding what that means inside of the greater field Remember that we are developed through the movement and through the consciousness and through the new consciousness and through the knowledge of eternal time. We are assisting the brain to exist in that larger field 24/7. And then we are in the field of human and here with everyone, enjoying everybody and doing everything with everybody in the new world, in the immediate experience of human as exchanging into the larger experience of human, which is the completely a new world and a new paradigm for everyone, every single being in the new paradigm. It's an event, fantastic, yeah, because that means real peace in the entire world, because everybody is becoming present with the reality of the magic of life and being free from all the complexities that justify the many stages of confusion that we innocently have lived on the planet. So we are all becoming free from that. Yeah. So the gesture becomes, somebody has shown, oh, Jeffrey is here, and the great Nancy is here, the divine Nancy. And so anyway, anything new, anything to tell of that? So I'm going to start. I think I would like to work in motion today. I would like, if it's possible, to go through, practice a little bit in the chair to loosen up, and then together, and then go through the moon and around the crown, horizon above the crown, the lateral mandala, and then horizon again above the crown, and just very gently the release of heaven, which will be the second time they will do the release of heaven, right? Because it will be the release of heaven, is the free release, part of the free releases. And then in the last movement on above the crown is where we release heaven one more time, and then we'll complete the motion by returning to
Infinity.
Again, we do it twice, because then the last time that we are right in heaven, we bring in the energy back into moving heart, and then we complete the entire fountain, ready to go into the floor, to start the second section. Yeah, more or less where we are. Yeah, fantastic, lovely. Okay, shall we do it then? I'm going to move the chair back so you can see me from it, and then we'll start together. Beautiful. So we're going to spend just a few seconds to adjust in the chair and to find the connections of the arms. You know that the connections of your arms, can you hear me well from there? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't have a microphone, I'm just talking to it, and I think
It's
that's
perfect.
yeah. So remember that your connection of 0 point in your arms come from the relationship of your hand and lower arms, and from lower arms and elbow, and upper arm in the center of your heart. So remember that when you define 0 point, you can just unify it as the unit of the entire connection of the arm, which is the ray of the heart. Or you can also remember that
Computer's not working again,
the center.
Yeah, thought it. but it gives me very funny, that kind of a thing. So I took myself off of it for now. I'm afraid it's gonna ruin everybody's
Oh,
time.
I hope not. That we don't miss you, but whatever.
Oh,
Can
I
you-
thought, I'm sorry, I didn't know you could hear me. God.
Oh, we can hear you. Yeah, we recorded you forever. So now that's it. The police is coming to get you.
No, my son is here.
Oh, how wonderful, how wonderful.
That's who I was talking to.
Oh, how lovely. So you're here, you're connected now, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to explain it. It's
Okay,
beautiful.
all right. Kelly, you'll be free.
I think I'm not going to work with this tonight.
All right, you're just gonna look at it? Or-
I think I'll listen to it. I'll
What?
listen to it.
Screen's probably not.
Fantastic. So anyway, returning to what I was saying, remember that when you practice 0 point, as a definition of 0 point, just only 0 point, you have the free connections of the joints of the arm connecting to the heart, the free connections of your feet, knees and hip joints to connect into the hip. The degree of opening of your knees determine the definition of your pelvis, the center of your pelvis. Yes. The connection between whole nature and infinite regeneration. Yeah. And then foundation paradise becomes the center of symmetry, which in the chair is through the chair at the center of the seated bones in relation to the planet, but also through your feet connecting to the floor. Yeah, the feet connecting to the floor gets you connected to the hips, it gets you connected to the shoulders and arms, it gets you connection to the neck, it gets you connected to the head, and you are in 0 point. Yes. And remember that 0 point is a little bit spooky, only because you have the 3 senses of yourself plus you. So it's kind of a the plus that is you is really infinite. So it's something that you do in your practice. Don't try to do it around people because they're going to think that you're weird, because all of a sudden you're going to disappear from them. You say that it make you feel that you're checking out. So just remember that when you are with people, you're always present here with them. But then when you practice, you allow yourself to be in the greater field, and that is different than when you are with people, because you're no longer paying attention to the moment itself, only you're paying attention to the whole field. Okay, we are clear with that, absolutely. Remember also that you can also, if you need to, you can, when you're ready, not today, because I think you're all ready, you can massage your shoulders, you can massage the back of the neck if you need to, as you practice 0 point. 0 point is a practice in itself. Yeah, remember that the yogis spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours spending time in 0 point, in contemplating meditation. Yeah. So we now, 0 point became the moment itself. So now we can, all the practices to get you more and more into connecting to the moment itself. So we're going to go inflowing wave, and we're going to go to the moon, and then around the crown. And then we're going to go horizon and above the crown, the lateral mandala, and then horizon and above the crown, and then the whole release, the release of heaven, the swinging spirals, the coming into the inflowing wave, and then returning back into heaven. And then from heaven, instead of repeating the movement, we're going to come back to the moving heart. And from moving heart, we're going to complete to self, and then we'll complete to 0 point in order to come back. So we do it together, okay? So 5, 6, 7, and 8. The inflowing wave, 2, 3, and 4. Outflowing wave, it takes us to moon. The moon takes us to around the cloud. 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Horizon. 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2, 3, and 4. 1, 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 2, 3, and 4. Above the ground. 2, 3, and 4. The release. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Swinging. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3. Heaven, gathering the spiral to the heart, moving heart, expanding central crown, returning to self, descending, ascending, 0 point. We're going to create 2 or 3 counts to come back in 0 point, and then we'll do it again. Let's do it again. Are you okay? Are we all together? Am I going too fast, too low? It's okay. Are we at the rhythm? Okay. Just if you need to shake or anything you need to do, just be free. We'll do it one more time together. So 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, move. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Horizon. 1, 2, 3. Heaven. There's the sphere. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Horizon. 2, 3, 4. Going to heaven. 2, 3, and 4. From your feet and from the pelvis, extending very gently into the spiral. Suspended hard. We take us to the second part of the spiral and the third part. 3 and 4, swinging spirals. 1, 2, encircling the diamonds of the spiral. 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Gathering the spirals, the rings that to move its heart. 3 and 4. Take us back. 2. We're going to go to cell now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Coming back to 0 point for a second and finding 0.9.
Christy, a couple of questions. Normally we go to moon twice, right?
Yeah, we usually we're going to moon twice usually.
We go to moon and then we go to infinity. The first one goes to moon and in and
Moon
out
around the ground, right?
and back around, and the second one goes into infinity, and then you're coming in and out and back around, and then back up to infinity and in, up and out.
Wait a minute, from infinity, we always go to heaven, right?
No,
You mean from horizon you're talking about?
oh, from
Yeah.
horizon.
From
But
moon,
the two, well, the way we practiced it is when you go to heaven the first time and you go do full forward release and then come back up into infinity and do the full forward release from there and then come back into infinity and one hand and up. Is that how you do it, Mary Pat?
I just do it twice. So
Yeah.
I'm back into moving hard after the second release.
Oh, okay.
and then the second release, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Mary Pat, and I think as we know it, Carolina, we go to moon and around the crown, right?
Twice.
Then horizon and above the crown.
Horizon and above the crown.
Yeah.
Moon is
Above
twice.
the crown to heaven. And then the spheres, and then horizon above the crown to heaven, and then the release.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
and if we do the release twice, but
Twice.
now I told you, I'm just thinking one, but let's do it twice if you want to, it's all right. Let's do it twice, but if we do it one time only, moon and around the crown. Yeah,
Twice.
No,
twice?
Twice
Twice.
around the,
yeah.
2 times moon and around the crown also.
So let me do it myself. So I'm going to moon, 3 and 4 around the crown, 2, 3 and 4. And you want to repeat that again for me?
Yeah.
We go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then around the crown. One more, and now next time I go to horizon, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the spiral that will take me to heaven, and then from heaven the lateral mandala. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the way around the lateral mandala. Then it take me to earth. Then from that, I'm going to infinity, to horizon, in heaven. I'm marking it a little bit, right? And then we go into the release, the full release.
Yeah.
Okay? And then I come back around, and I'm going to go to heaven the second time. So we're going to do as is from heaven.
We go to infinity. Do we go to infinity there?
We've always gone to infinity before. At
We
the
do heaven first.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm marking it. I mean, from here, suspended wave, It's releasing the wave all the way, touching in and out of balance, for sure, right?
Yeah.
Then swinging the spirals, encircling the spiral, taking back to foundation, connected to heaven. If I do it a second time, it's exactly the same. Yeah?
Oh, okay.
Hold on a second. It's okay? I'm doing it okay now?
How do you do it, Mary Pat?
Well, I just do it twice, usually. I mean, you could do
Right.
it as
That's
many-
not
Twice?
do it twice. After the second infinity, after I get to infinity the second time, after
Yeah, so
coming up, release,
you're doing
then
heaven release, you're doing heaven release and then go into infinity release. And then coming up into infinity in one hand and up. Right?
Let's clarify this. Let's relax. Let's relent everything. Relent everything. Okay, where's it?
The sequence, I'll look at the sequence for you, then we can know.
But that's good. We're getting to learn it. Now, remember that we are not going to infinity. Remember that we're going to heaven, right? The second time that we do horizon, right? And then from heaven is when we start the release of heaven, right? Into the diagonals that take us to suspended heart, and it takes us to the full release to inner out of balance. Are we together now from there? We come back to foundation. Now, the second time, I'm going to go to horizon again, right? Or do we go directly to heaven? Mary Pat?
I'm sorry.
We're going to horizon again. And
you
then,
go, well, we always went to infinity, not to heaven at that place in the form. Okay, so we do horizon, heaven, spheres.
Right.
Then horizon to heaven, and then the release,
Forward release, yeah.
release to inner outer balance,
yes,
new spirals around, back up to infinity. We always go
infinity.
direct to infinity, release
Correct.
that again,
And there.
outer balance. Then when you go up after that one is when you go into moving.
So you get to infinity 3 times then?
No, twice.
Twice. Okay. But the first time that you start the release, we started from the sphere of heaven, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, from sphere of heaven. We do the release. We go the inner out of balance,
Right.
in spirals, then circling the diamond, coming into foundation, going. We are not going to horizon anymore. We're going directly into infinity, according to you, right?
Yeah.
Carolina, we're going to infinity. That's what it is. The second time.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going into infinity and we got the release one more time from there. The swinging spirals, returning around into encircling the spiral, come back to foundation. And now, this time, we'll go to heaven or infinity again.
Infinity.
Infinity 2 times, and then that's what you got the spiral to come back into moving heart, and then you go in completing the fountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. All right, let's relent for a moment. Let's be together because let's clarify it a little bit more what it is. Okay, so everything is happening now. I can see that we really are becoming fluid with it. Yeah, remember.
Can I ask one question about the counts?
Yes.
Now, when you're coming back up from inner outer balance, I notice you're taking 12 counts to come back up. Is that what you want?
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 counts to go into foundation in order to take us back into infinity again. Is that okay? 8 hours, 8 counts. Shall we try with 8 counts? That's what it was, right?
No. Well, it was 12. It was 8 counts the whole movement. But I think we talked about it last time that if you wanted to relent and make it more counts, you could, but what we have been doing in the past is 8 counts down and 8 counts back. But it just depends on what you want to do.
How are you? How is everybody feeling about that? How do you feeling about when you practice?
It's nice to have that little extra that you can, especially for the inner outer balance, I think.
Yeah, in the inner outer balance, we said that we have like we have an 8 or 12 counts, right? Or
Yeah,
8 or 10 pounds. Okay, so then we'll and let's come back again. Let's practice again the whole thing. But let me talk a little bit about what happened in the spherical mandala. The spherical mandala is the most important, is the most difficult movement of unity and motion. The spherical mandala that it goes from heaven to earth. And the reason that it's the most difficult movement of unity and motion, because it's almost like a little bit artificial in the sense that you're going from each sphere has its own sphere until it gets to sun. And then each sphere has its own sphere until it gets to earth. So there are like 100 spheres that constantly changing. Yeah. In the center of each, the periphery of that sphere, which is in the center of the heart, is what facilitates then the gravitational expansion of the moving center of gravity. Yes. So then let me go back again and let me do it a little bit for a moment, and then we'll do it together, okay? Because this is very important. It's the principle where you're learning that the principle of gravitational expansion is that you're learning to utilize the sphere of life and the constant changing of the movement to constantly give you the center of expansion from which you are doing the movement itself. Am I saying it too fast to really clarify? Okay, let's go back. Let me just tell you for a second what happened, okay? What happens right now is that when you get to horizon, yeah, and you open the circle, horizon is like a letter U in the sense that the width horizon passes through the center of the heart. It's not coming from the shoulders extended forward. It's the center of the heart. From the third finger of your hand, when you're opening to go to about the ground, it's actually the opening of the heart at the center of the heart. Opening the heart that is going to take you to heaven, right? Now, each sphere, as it becomes larger, it changes your center of gravity, until you get to sun, a very specific place. Sun, I don't know if you can see me there, maybe the camera is distorting me a little bit. It's not here, it is here, it's not here, it is here. And that is the moment that the center of gravity changes, bringing all the spheres to earth, to bringing it back into foundation, to go back again to horizon, to go above the ground, to go to release. Yeah? Are you okay? Shall we do it together, the whole movement? Together, or let's practice for a couple of times, going to horizon, and then practice the sphere, the lateral mandala, and then come back into foundation, do it again around the crown. So we do it twice, so you have time to practice the change of the center of gravity. So then we are understanding that movement a little bit more. Yeah, because it's not that you're doing it from your shoulders, it's that you're doing it from the center of your heart, the center of your being is what that sphere comes into being. Yeah, so it's different. And I have the feeling for moments that you're doing it from your shoulders and arms, instead of from the center of your being that give you the center of the sphere of life to bring you to earth, to come back to inflowing wave, in order to return to horizon and go above the ground and the release of heaven. Yeah, can we do it then? Shall we do it? We do it twice, just the lateral mandala to practice that release together. Yeah, the whole lateral mandala, starting the 0 point. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Inflowing wave, 2, descending, ascending, foundation, into horizon, 2, 3, and 4, above into heaven, 3 and 4. And now each sphere is a changing in the center of gravity to get the sun, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3. We do it again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3. And now we go to horizon, then the release. 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, swinging 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, foundation to horizon, infinity, right? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, the release, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, swinging 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3. Infinity, gather the spiral, 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, returning to 0 point, 2, 3 and 4. We'll do it again in a moment. How was that? Any questions about it? It's good, but what happens right now is that I think you're doing it, but I don't know if it is the camera or my perception looking at you, that what you're doing now, what you're searching to do it in the practice, is to synchronize the opening of each sphere with the moving center of gravity. It's not that you're going to open the sphere. It's that every single sphere is going to be a moving center of gravity until you get to sun. And then from then on, the next frame is the sphere becoming a little bit smaller for you to move into the inner arc that is taking you to earth. And then the inflowing wave will take you to foundation in order to go to horizon. One more time. Yeah, it's good. Are you all right? How are we doing?
It answered a lot of my questions because I was having problems with my shoulder when I was coming down, and I realized that I wasn't engaging with the spheres well. So that was good.
You were not engaging with the spheres yet. Okay, so
No,
horizon.
before when I
No.
was practicing. So
I mean, yeah, I have to clarify the meaning of horizon for us, okay? The meaning of horizon, let me just go a little bit back so you can see me. And I stay close so you can see it in the camera, what I mean. You see where my fingers are? The distance between my fingers is not as big, okay? It's the size of my open heart, right and left. Exact, it's not too open, it's not too close. It's the exact point in which the front and the back, in the right and the left through the shoulders, are connected to the center of my heart, from which then the circle open, and then the diagonals open the sphere to my heart. Yeah, the diagonals open the skin to my heart. Let me see it. Mary Pat, when you're doing it from horizon, where are you from horizon then? 2, 3, and 4, and now going into 1, yeah, 2, 3, and 4. Wonderful. It's getting there. It's getting there. Any questions about this? I think that you're doing, Mary Pat, is good, but it is a moment, and this is what happened to all of us. Once you get to horizon and you start going around the part of the moon that we're talking about, that it goes around and then it rotates to get you to heaven, there is a part of you who wants to think, okay, I'm going to go to heaven. I'm going to open my arms up into heaven. You don't open your arms up to heaven. You gently rotate the heart and open the heart to take you out to heaven. So you are in the center of your heart. You are not open, pushing the arm, but the arms are an arrow, a sphere that actually is traced through the center of your heart and open the neck and the head. So it's all space. Heaven is made up of all space. Beautiful, beautiful. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. We'll do it. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Darlene, there is a moment, Beverly, it's a moment that is good right here. You see, but look where my arms is going to go. My arm is going to complete that circle. It's not going to become a V, a diamond. It's going to become a sphere. Exactly, a sphere. Exactly. And if you open the elbows 2 millimeters more sideways, it will give you the back of your heart. Right there, the center of your heart. Right there. It's an enormous opening. Yeah, right there. So that will be the point from which you start going forward in the release, Beverly. How is for you, Mary Pat, now the circle opening from horizon to above the crown? 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's good. It's the camera creates the distance, create frames, but you're doing, I think you're doing good, much better, much better. I think that the most important thing is that when you touch horizon, see my finger there, horizon, the first frame, the rotation, first going into this plane and then rotated around, is actually the center of my chest and my heart that provides the opening of heaven. So I have the full width of my arms, my chest, excuse me. I am not pressing heaven back. I am really opening the 2 sides of the rib cage. Exactly. It's fantastic. Let me see. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, Carolina, perfection. Beautiful. One arm is better than the other one, or I don't see it from the, oh, no, that's good. I was seeing your hand in the picture behind you. Thank you, thank you. That's it, 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 that's it. I think that the most difficult point right now is that when you're going from sun, right? The sun, look, the next frame is the spine releasing at 1 millimeter. So it's not that I'm coming down and moving the spine, it's that the spine matches the actual, the changing of each sphere. The spine matches the changing of each sphere, the changing, 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 the changing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Much better. Let me see, where are you, Elaine? So then from heaven, you're going to change the sphere, the sphere, the sphere, the sphere, the sphere, the sphere. Beautiful. It's okay. It's good, good, good. Come back for a moment, darling. I think that what happened, Elaine, is that you're thinking that from heaven, you're going to open to expansion. You don't open to expansion. It's a change in sphere that is going to get you to the sphere of sun. The sphere of sun is not expansion. The sphere of sun. Exactly. And the sphere of sun, exactly, is what it gives you the width of your chest and the width between the front and the back and your breastbone. Exactly, right there, and then continue going down, 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 down. Beautiful, beautiful. And then exactly, and then now descending and going down, 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 down. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, Beverly, it's wonderful. You're going from heaven, right? And you open the sphere, 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 and now here you are in the sun, right? So keep the sphere becoming smaller is the changing of your center of gravity. So when you're changing the center of gravity, your elbows don't go in ever. You are inside of the connection of your elbows and your arms, because when you start descending with the sphere going to earth, your elbows wants to be broken the energy, and you cannot broken the energy in your elbow. Right there. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Beverly, it's a tendency when you're going down that your elbow wanted to go down this way, going down, and you want the elbow to stay connected to the entire arm, changing the sphere, exactly, taking you all the way. Exactly. And you have to be careful because the right arm wants to open more and the left wants to open less. So make sure that both are the same. Yes? Okay, let me see. That was great. That was a great connection that you're learning too. Now, the most important thing is that when your horizon is a pure vertical extension. And then the third finger of your hand, as it creates this, first the inner part of the spiral right here, and then the rotation of your fingers and your hand is what rotates your shoulder and your heart to taking you back to up to heaven. So it doesn't have any back. It's all space inside of you. Beautiful. Yeah, we're clear. Exactly. It's beautiful, Elaine, it's beautiful. But now when you get to this point and you're out here, and you will see it later. I'm sorry. If I go too far away, you're not going to be able to see it. I'm sorry. Right there. When you get to here, excuse me, you're right, your horizon. No. Horizon, right? When you're in horizon here, yeah, horizon, and then rotating. And now from here, this is the most difficult moment after the first part right here, because now the entire arm rotates around to take you all the way inside of you out. So the arm never lifts the movement. Every frame is a change in the center of gravity of you. Yeah, beautiful. Better, absolutely better. And then the sphere. Exactly. And you got it. How are you, Lois, with it? It's okay? The shoulders are okay? No pain, right? Go to foundation and horizon one for me. So let me see where you are. Yeah, horizon. And then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. It's good. You're getting to the connection there. Remember an expansion? Remember when you are in expansion and you're encircling the heart to go to heaven? Yeah. Expansion is the point that encircles your heart to take you to heaven. Yeah. So from then on, every single point inside of your arms and your heart is the connection of heaven. So what I mean is that you never lift the arm, you never push. And the angle that you're touching is the connection that opens the spine, the neck, and the head all the way through as you get into heaven. Yeah, beautiful. You're doing fantastic, but I think now you're just beginning to match the angle with the change of gravity. So the angle of the sphere is the change in the center of gravity. So you are not doing the sphere. You understand? They do it as this. I'm not forming the sphere as I'm descending. No, the sphere is a direct consequence and vice versa of the moving center of gravity that I'm learning to use to remain expanded through the motion. Yeah, beautiful. We're doing fantastic. Yes. Beautiful. Yeah. So fantastic. Are we good? How is it, Ellen? You're going to where now? You're going through the sphere? Go back again into horizon and show me, and above the crown, and show me the sphere of beautiful. Opening. Better. And now the sphere, 100 spheres. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, inflowing wave, foundation, fantastic. I think that you're all doing fantastic, and you're all are one. You're all are beginning to match the angle of the movement in the space with the moving center of gravity, which is different. So you are not bringing your arm down and down. That all the different changes that occur within you are the result of the connection to the sphere of life. Yeah, are we clear of that? Yeah, beautiful. Right there. Fantastic, Carolina. Okay, remember that the connection of when you get to Earth right here. Let me see if I can go diagonal. The Earth isn't here. Earth is not here. Okay. Once you come back through the sphere, smaller, Earth. What Earth means inside of the connection of Earth is that my fingers are connected to my shoulder and my heart. So that is the beginning of the inflowing wave. It's in this point that the inflowing wave begins. If I am here too much back, you see, I can't come back because I have to push my rib cage in my shoulder girdle, my scapula. So at the center is the beginning of the inflowing wave that will take you to foundation, ready to go to the horizon connection. Yes, beautiful. One last detail. Earth. Let me see if I can really naturally can. Earth. Okay, just gonna spend a second here for a moment. One on Earth. The finger of my hand and Earth, that's Earth. The finger is connecting my shoulder right here to my heart. So Earth is not in front of me. It's inside of me, between my feet, at the center of the floor, at the same time that I'm inside of the spine. So this is the connection. And what it means that the Earth, as it goes to the elbow, as it goes to the shoulder, as it goes to the heart, is actually at the center of the hip, exactly at the angle of the hip, exactly. So Earth and the hips are beginning the inflowing wave that will take you to foundation. So you're learning Earth is the angle, the center of the hip. Yeah, the center of the hip is like right here. This is front and this is back. This is the center of the hip joint, the hip joint. So Earth will be like maybe like 12 inches from the plane of right and left. It will be like 12 inches. That will be the point of the beginning of the inflowing wave. Yeah, hold on a second. Yeah, exactly. I'll be right back. Hold on a second, right here. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I just need to bring this so you understand what that means. So this is the center of my hip right here. Half is front, half is back, right? This, if I follow the line, that will be the 180 degrees. 180 degrees front, 180 degrees back, right? So if I put my hand here, I don't know if you can see it from that, how do you can see it the best in the camera? Maybe right here. If I'm here, you see Earth, it will be like maybe like 10 or 12 inches from this plane, which will be the right and the left in my hip. So once you land the plane right here, the movement will do you. You don't have to do the movement anymore. The movement will do you because you are inside of the whole skeleton. Yeah, that confuse you. This what I'm doing?
No,
It's because the camera, it doesn't connect it to the right
Oh,
plane.
you can see, it's very good.
Yeah, okay, it helps you, right, to understand? Yeah, that angle is very important. The angle of heaven, my shoulders and the angle of heaven are in the exact 180 degrees of my heart. Exact, yeah? But my hands, from this angle, it will be like 1 foot and 4 inches, my fingers, from that distance. And the angle is what connects me to my heart. Not me connecting to the movement, but the angle itself creates the centering that allow me to be in the center of the sphere. Yeah, beautiful, fantastic. So can we do this motion one more time together to practice that connection? Beautiful, beautiful, that's good, that's it.
I think I have a question.
Yeah, the question?
Did you say that your hand is in the center
Of my hip.
of your hip between front and back? Your
Yes,
hand.
between the front and back. So my hand, I don't know if I get the hand. You see where my hand is in Earth right here? Okay, it's not here, right? It's not 180 degrees. It's not here. It's right here. So the placement in which my fingers touches in a space in the angle of Earth is actually the center of my hip. So the inflowing wave begins in the center of your hip. It begins in the center of the hip. It's not that my arms are going to come to the inflowing wave. It's that the center of the hip is going to redirect my arms to come to foundation, to take me to horizon, to take me to heaven. Yes. So I'm giving you clues to find your placement in a space, because the placements in a space is going to liberate the vertebra. Otherwise, you're going to go to the relative point in space that correspond to where you're sensing the vertebra. Yeah? So let's say I'm sensing the vertebra forward, right here, right? The planes in space is going to be much back. It's going to be like maybe half an inch back. Earth is going to be half an inch back. But if I release the spine to the center of space, then Earth becomes the plane in which I'm moving up and moving in all the direction from the pelvic floor, from foundation, the right and the left and the pelvic floor. Yeah, beautiful. Ellen, it's wonderful. It's wonderful that we're doing, everybody's doing great. But what happened right now, that when you are in horizon, right? When you start opening the spiral right here, there is a point that the elbows wants to turn around and you start hanging. Don't hang, connect inside of your arms.
Okay.
Connect inside of your arm. All the muscles of your arms.
I got all that at the same time, which was great.
Yeah, connecting, exactly. And you have to be careful. The only thing you have to be careful that you can't go too fast. You
Right.
have to follow the natural unfolding of the movement to take you where you're going. Beautiful, beautiful, Beverly. Yeah. Fantastic, Carolina. That was one. It hurts to do it a little bit. No.
No,
You're doing great. Wonderful. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do one more time. The horizon, moon and around the crown, horizon and above the crown, the lateral mandala, horizon and above the crown, the release of heaven, going to infinity, the release of heaven, completing an infinity, returning to moving heart, and so on. Is that okay? The way that I narrated to you, that's the way we're going to do it? Yeah.
Is it okay for me to stand up and do it?
Oh, whatever you want to do it. That's fantastic. Do it, whatever. Perfect. Okay.
I have a question, I'm sorry.
Yeah, darling, go ahead. ahead.
I'm not clear about coming back up from the release as the arms go back, as
Okay.
coming up at the same time.
Okay. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find something that is large enough and I'm close enough to really assist you to see that. Let me see. Okay. This is something that you have to figure it out, okay? You have to figure it out because you're going to swing to the diagonals here. You're going to swing to the diagonals. And you have to figure it out because if you go too close, you're not going to be able to come back. And if you go too open, you're not going to be able to come back. So the diagonal is what creates the spiral that brings you back into foundation. So the diagonal is that the diagonal creates the spiral that assists you to go to foundation. And I'm just looking at you to see what you're doing. Does it help you, Elaine, what I'm saying? Because this is a very difficult place. But the reason that we do it is because the shoulder girdle, we always thinking about working in the center of your shoulder girdle, which is the center of your heart. But there is a place too, that the shoulder girdle can rotate all the way around your heart here, all the way around your heart right there. So then the rotation of the shoulder girdle through the spiral coming back around assists the shoulder girdle to move around to return to the place of foundation, exactly, which will be around and the center. It's defining the movement of the shoulder girdle, because just the whole idea of being balanced on top of your heart doesn't mean that you have it in a specific place. It means that you're always at the center, even when you are into the in and out of balance. The shoulder girdle is in a different place than the center that it is in here. When I am in and out of balance, my shoulder girdle is going to go into that plane right here. If I go into the floor, it's not that it's going to remain in the center and I'm extending my arm. So you're learning to learn the planes of motion of the shoulder girdle, because the shoulder girdle in the arms is the entire fabric that is going to move through the spine and connect you to your neck and your legs and your pelvis. Yeah, beautiful. How was that, Ellen? That was good.
Yeah.
This is a big deal. This connection.
Yeah.
It's a very big deal because it's the connection that connects you to it. Yes. And remember that this movement, remember that there is a movement that you practice before in unity in motion. That is the spiral of the wrist. Yeah. The 4 directions, up, sideways, down, and forward. Yeah. Remember, and then the next one is the elbow. Then you go all the way to infinity. And look what happened. When you move in the center of gravity, you see you're going to go all the way to that same place that you're talking about, and you're going to come back again, and you're going to go all the place that all the way around the shoulder joint that you're talking about, in order to get to this, to the shoulders and everything. All the spirals. Remember all the spirals that we were doing? They are very important because it creates the looseness inside of you at the same time that creates a space. Yeah, beautiful. So this plane, to clarify, is the place that you utilize to come back around the shoulder. You see, it's the place that you can come back very gently around the shoulder, come back into, you enter the diamond, and you come back again all the way around the shoulder. So you're learning very, very, very gently to rotate the socket through the edges as well as you rotate it through the center and through the edges. So you can get the whole range of motion of the shoulder. Okay, so shall we do it together? Let's do it together for a moment. Let's do now the whole motion of going moon and around the crown, moon and above the crown, the lateral mandala, going to horizon and above the crown, the release of heaven, then it takes this motion, and then going to infinity, and it's going to go the release of heaven, and then the last time that we're going to infinity, you go to moving heart. Am I telling you the way it is, or am I switching something? I'm okay, Carolina, with the way I'm narrating it now?
I wasn't paying 100% attention because Ralph just came in. But
All right, okay.
we go to moon twice, right?
Oh, no, that's the way I'm asking you. We're going to moon twice then.
Yeah.
And then we're going to heaven and we go to the lateral release. And then we go to heaven and we go to the release of heaven. That's the way it is then.
Yeah.
That we freeze it? Yeah? Okay. Okay. Just one moment, one instant. The movements that we do it, even though they are always inside of the fabric of life, inside of the whole matrix, in reality, what they do is that assist us to really become first acquainted with the movement. So then when the mind knows what he's doing, the mind can begin to pay attention to the planes of space and the spirals. If the mind is not saturated with what the movement is, the mind is thinking about the movement. And if the mind is thinking about the movement, you cannot feel the energy, or you cannot feel the sphere of life assisting you. So the reason that we clarify, we go twice to heaven and we go into horizon and you freeze the movement is because once you know it, the mind already knows it. So the mind no longer has to think about what it's going to do, and it can concentrate only in the relationship to space and the connection of the energy. And that is where you create the integration. Because otherwise the mind gets occupied in finding out what's happening. And when the mind gets occupied finding out what's happening, you cannot feel the energy, or you cannot feel the space. It's clear what I'm saying? Do you know? I don't know if I'm you understand? You understand? Okay, that's it. That's true with every single movement. That's the reason that I said to you, you got to know the movement. You have to close your eyes. And I said, I'm going to horizon, and I go into heaven, and I go into the release of heaven, and I swing in the spirals, and I come back into the spiral, and I go into foundation, and I go into infinity, and then I'm going. You have to be able to recite the movement in your mind without doing anything, and then you'll do it. And then that's the first time that you, oh, I see the angles, the space, the connection, they all come together because my mind is not holding back, telling me what am I going to do? Yeah, the mind knows it. Yeah, because if the mind holds you back, you cannot be in the flow, which is the sphere itself. So the movement, you learn the motion and it sounds like a drag because it's so specific, and that's it. And the reason that is specific, in order to take away the idea that your mind has to think at the same time that you do them. So then when your mind doesn't think anymore, the mind becomes connected for the first time to the experience because it's not in charge of doing the motion. It becomes the motion itself because it's using the sphere. So we're going together, we do it. Yeah. I'll do it in the seated because you can see me much easier. Otherwise, I have to go too much far away, but you can do it in standing. 0 point balance. Beautiful. 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2, 3, move. 1, 2, 3, earth, inflowing wave. 2, 3, and 4. Moon. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We go to horizon. 2, 3, and 4. 1. The diagonals connecting to heaven. 3 and 4. Now 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3. Horizon. 1, 2, 3. Oh, heaven. The floor and the pelvis. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Swinging. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Going to infinity. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. To infinity last time. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Going to 0 point 1, 2, 3, and 4. How was that? Did I make a mistake in it? No, I hope not.
You're good.
It was okay?
Yeah.
That's the way we freeze it. We freeze it forever, okay? Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know. I don't really
Okay, it's okay.
understand the counts on the release. The counts, how, you know what Carol was saying before?
Yes.
I'm not sure what the counts are going down.
I'm relenting it a little bit because I know that it could be 8 counts or it can be 12 counts. And it's, when you practice, you can decide it because you may need more time. But the release as it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way down 8. And you can, if you want to, if you need it, you keep it for a second, returning to the swingings, and then come back into the 8 counts to take you to foundation, from which you're going back into infinity. But for now, do it in 8 counts. 8 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, swinging. Yeah, the spirals from here, 1, 2, 3, the moving hard, 4, 1, 2, 3, in it out of balance, swinging spirals. And the reason that is a little bit open to that, Elaine, is because you are the one who knows how much you can extend in the last part of it when you go forward. Yeah, just to clarify, Elaine, what I mean. If we're going to heaven, right? From heaven, from here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's, you are the one who knows what is the elastical extension that brings you back into the spiral. So the last moment is an elastical extension of your being that brings you back. So it can be done in 8 counts or 12 counts, but then you become the master of that in the beginning because you don't want to jump the frames. You want to be connected to the frames inside of the flow because that's what going to give you the movement. So for now, it's going to be 8 counts. How is Ellen in 8 counts for you? Ellen, is 8 counts for you?
Yeah.
How about coming back though, Christy?
Coming back, okay. Let me read that at 8, right? 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You have a lot of time to return. And the reason that I give you 8 counts here, because I think before we used to 4 counts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. But you need all the time here to be conscious that you're making all those changes because you bring in the arms around and your spine opens to bring you back into foundation.
Yeah.
Wondering if it takes more counts when you're seated in a chair than when you're standing.
It takes more time. Yeah. Okay. All right.
But when you're coming back, it takes more counts because somehow, at least that's my experience.
Yeah, because it's a very delicate moment here. Look, from there, you see, you are like a bird here, right? And look, the diamond right here, right there, it brings the pelvis and the floor. You are on the floor, connecting completely to the floor. So from here, the floor begins to bring you around into foundation in order for you to foundation, taking you all the way out again into infinity.
So Carol, were you talking about this being 4 counts here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
The way that we used to do it is,
Yeah.
8 counts down and 8 counts back.
Yeah.
For me, seated in a chair, coming back, it's nice to have more time, but I'm still used to the 8 counts.
Yeah.
In the fifth section, we do this in 6 counts.
Once the hips are moving, it just sort of moves you quicker, I think.
I think so,
Yeah,
when you're
I think so
standing.
too. When you're standing, it feels like you have to slow the momentum a little bit to take the whole eight counts to
Yeah.
come back to
Yeah,
foundation.
I
To me,
agree.
when standing, sitting feels all right, but
Yeah.
feels
It's
a little bit slow
very bad.
standing.
You have to slow it too much to connect it to come back.
Oh, it just feels, I mean, I'm not used to doing it that way, but it feels like it is a slower momentum than
Can you
doing
tell
it
me? Can you show me
before.
how you do it? How you do it? Can you show it to me from the swinging spirals?
Yeah,
Spirals.
yeah. I mean, seated, it feels good.
No, but do it standing. If it's okay, we can see you. We can show. We can see you from here.
Oh, from here. So if I'm doing 4,
4,
8.
4, 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Yeah, you get that elevator thing going on.
It's all right. It's a little bit too fast, but you can, when you practice, you can add a count by yourself because the whole idea is not so much about the counts itself, it's about the continuity of the connections of your being inside of you as a continual self. The counts is good for us when we do it together because we are all feeding each other of the same energy. But when you practice by yourself, find out what it feels. Let me see from the connection or in and out of balance. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I can do it in standing. I can do 1 to be foundation then. Yeah. So 1 is the momentum of foundation. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah. It's easy when you stand up because you can go much more quickly up than when you're sitting in a chair. Because when you're sitting in a chair, the pelvis, the placement of the pelvis make a difference in the changes in which you come back with your arms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So take your time. Yeah. Wonderful. How are we doing? Is it possible for us to do one last time this motion?
Yeah.
It's too much?
No, let's do it.
No? It's all right. We'll do it one more time. Take it easy. Take it easy. Let me just, I'll go back and then let me see what is that I want you to, what is the, in order not to keep doing and doing and doing, but you know what you're looking for. Okay. You know that when you practice the offering self,
Wave.
and the three releases, the offering self, yeah, the offering self, the plane of foundation, the plane of heart, and the plane of heaven, right? And the offering self, the radius of the circle allow the spine to lift you and taking you up to crown. Yes. So again, the movement is not given. It's not a Russian movement. It is actually the movement of your spine and the center bringing you to foundation. Yeah. So the reason that I say that, because when you go into an outflowing wave, it's important that you begin to sense that the outflowing wave is the softness and the natural extension of your whole self, taking you to the vertical extension. The outflowing wave is not your arms going up and forward. The outflowing wave is the motion of your entire vertebrae and the spine, taking you to the moon, from here all the way up to the moon. So you're raising the energy from foundation to the vertical extension to go to the moon. Exactly. And you're doing it. Beautiful. You're doing it, but I'm not sure that you're understanding that you're moving through the centers, softening through the vertebrae to take you to the moon. And then sometimes it gets like you're going to the moon, that you are going to. No, you are not going to the moon. You're moving through all the planes that will take you to the moon. And then you're moving through all the planes that will bring you back into Earth. Yeah. When you are from moon, from here, look, you have this plane and you have that 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 plane. So, and now that I'm going to bring my arms down, is that every plenal connection from the moon is going to be a plane that is going to allow me to descend to the connection of Earth, from which the connection of Earth will lead me to foundation. So the whole idea is that you're finding the planes that correspond to the movement. You are not doing the movements in relation to the planes. You're finding the planes that correspond to the natural release of the movement. So exactly. So when you go, if you go to the moon, go to the moon from there, Elena, from foundation, 2, 3, and 4. Wonderful. 1 and 2. And 3 and 4. It's good. Descending is better than ascending.
Yeah.
When you ascend, look, when you're ascending, this is the plane at the beginning that will move you up into the pelvis, right? Mm-hmm. And this is the plane that is going to move the beginning of the thoracic vertebra. This is the plane that is going to move the beginning of the rib cage. This is the plane that is going to take you from the back of the scapula into the moon, and this is the plane that is continue the moon. So each of those planes, when you move in a space, is the motion of your entire self coming back into it. So you don't lift the arms to get you to the moon. Right. The whole thing is the planes that moves the vertebra and the centers of your being. So you are connected to the internal motion at the same time that you are expressing the external motion, which is the form of the moon, and the form of horizon, and the form of everything. Beautiful. Yeah? Are we clear with that a little bit? Beautiful. That's something new for you. It's for all of us new because we are accustomed to do everything. And this is the first time that we're learning just to use the planes to move, to do us, to connect us. Exactly. So you just utilize the plane to move you in a space instead of you doing the motion. Yeah, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Yay, absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. Lois, it's beautiful. You are perfect until the last moment right here, and you have to complete. Let me see if I can. You have to complete that sphere right there. You can't start coming in. You have to complete it because that's the beginning of the pelvic floor from which you can come back for foundation. So when you descend around the crown, you're going to find out where Earth is. Continue right there, that point. You have to know exactly what is that point of Earth, because Earth is the place in which you can bring yourself back into foundation. Without Earth, you have to bring your arms up. And if you're bringing your arms up, you're pushing the entire body back. So you lost the center of the sphere. Yeah, beautiful. Fantastic. Are you good? Shall we do it one last time? Fantastic. I'm sorry to drill you about this, but it's
No,
just,
it's great.
Thank you. Drill us.
okay. We'll come back very softly. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Inflowing wave, suspended balance, descending, ascending, foundation. 1, 2, 3, moon. 1, 2, 3, earth. 1, 2, 3, foundation. To moon. 2, 3, moon. 1, 2, 3, earth. 1, 2, 3, 4, horizon. 2, 3, the center of your heart. 2, rotating heaven. 3 and 4. Now the sphere. 1, 2, 3. Let the change take over. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Horizon. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and heaven. Now the release. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Infinity. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Infinity. Gather in the spiral. 2, 3, and 4. 1. Central ground. 2. Wow, the entire speed. Take back to self. 5, 6, 7, and 0 point balance, and releasing the connection. Go back. Okay, beautiful. Are you comfortable? Wonderful. So if you can spend a few seconds now, we can just sit down comfortable. Let's find out what we did today. So nothing becomes. I think that the most important thing that you're learning is that the Earth is a fantastic connection, because Earth, remember moving heart, remember the connection of moving heart with the breastbone. This is 0 point, right? 0 point. And then the moving heart is the breastbone goes a little bit in, a little tiny bit, like a quarter of an inch or 3/4 of an inch. And that is the point from which we descend into the pelvic floor. We are connecting to the pelvic floor, from which we can come out again to central crown, from the pelvic floor in your legs completely out. So it's a very important place. So moving heart is almost not the same, but it's a place that corresponds to Earth. The sphere of Earth is the passage through the moving heart. The passage through the moving heart. So the breastbone, it doesn't press down to go to Earth, to connect there, but the breastbone releases inside of the whole rib cage to connect you to the inflowing wave that is taking you to suspended waves and ascending. That was it, Mary Pat. That was clear a little bit, that place in the breastbone.
Yeah,
The breastbone is the most complex place, because for some of us think we use the breastbone to extend ourselves up. And then when we use the breastbone to press ourselves up, we create pressure in the lower back and everything. And when we build the body, we make it like very, very physical, but it's like mounds of energy on top of ourselves. So it becomes like very grounded, but then all the outer planes disappear because everything becomes connected to the planet only, and we're losing all the spirals. So the breastbone is a key, so you can extend vertically inside of it. But what you cannot do is to raise it, to lift it, or to descend in a place that you become a little bit shut down. Yeah. Remember that in the two extremes of balance is that the breastbone becomes, when each of us feel at any one moment that we are like shy or something happens or we create pain or something, the first place that it goes into the breastbone, it goes like this a little bit. And the solar plexus immediately as well. Then when we are happy, sometimes we go all the way up there, which is all right too. But remember that it's all planes. It's not just up, only back. So that's the reason that the breastbone is the place of the sphere of Earth. It's the most beautiful feeling. Remember that in Piscopel, I used to say that Christ, I use it as a symbol because one day it occurs to me that when Christ was in the mountain and looked to all the people, it's kind of a silly what I'm saying because it is just a picture. But the whole valley is there when you are in the center of Earth. The whole valley is going from the mountains. But I don't want it, I shouldn't have told you that image because it's not necessarily the totality of it, because Earth, as it is in our connection to unity and motion, is really actually the mother principle, the planet Earth, which is the sphere of life, which is the flower of life, which is the universal mother, which is the divine mother. All of it is everything. The planet Earth is everything. So it exists inside of ourselves because we are made of the mother. Yeah, Earth, the planet Earth. It's beautiful. There is nothing more beautiful than the planet Earth inside of you, because it's the place that we are made for. We are made, in the past I said we're made of clay. It means that the physical formation from which we created ourselves or we are designed from is all made up of four molecular structures of a live matter that provide all this beautiful design that we call the body, which is the seat of the senses from which we experience everything. You know, the whole body is a fantastic tool of the senses from which we experience everything. So Earth is exquisitely beautiful. I need you to make sure that that sun is exactly, the sun is exactly, not here, yeah, look, right there, the exact line from which you're going to go up, or the exact line from which you're going to go down. Because that's the line from which you have the space to be able to connect to all the thoracic vertebrae inside of their own length. Yeah, and I'm not sure, sometimes I have the feeling that because the angles are not yet coordinated, by the time you get to Earth, like right now, I'm not coordinated, and I am in my arms, I know that I am in sun, but in my neck and my head, I am not. Okay. So I need to put myself inside of it. You see right there. Yeah, I go back again. You see, right now I'm not. My arms know it that I'm going up, but it's not it, because when I put myself inside, then the sphere of life appears, and then that is what should allow me to move up or moving down. The sphere is always present. Yeah, beautiful. The spirit, beautiful. Carolina, absolutely beautiful, fantastic, wonderful. That was clear. You have to practice going to infinity, going to heaven through the entire rotation of the arm. You can't bring yourself up to heaven. You got to rotate inside of you, especially because heaven is made up of all space. Heaven is called, we call it the sphere of God. But what it really means is that the brain opens up and it goes to all the ventricles of the sphere. It doesn't stay, the mind doesn't sit in the mind and define heaven. The mind is heaven. The vertebrae open And then you understand heaven to be the space that connect all things as one. The heaven is the totality of the universe expanded into infinity. It's the whole thing of God. It's not like another place. It's space, yeah? It's beautiful, heaven. I love it, I love it. Beautiful, beautiful, Elaine, wonderful, wonderful. Elaine, it's important for you to think about now that when you get to the spheres, any of the spheres gets completed at the periphery. And when the sphere gets completed at the periphery, you are at the center point of your heart. If the sphere, instead of being completed, it gets open a little bit like that, you see, like that, I'm in the back of my scapula. It's here that is the center of my heart. So you imaginarily, you have to follow the periphery of the sphere. Exactly. So let that be. And then if you want to open the heart, all that you're going to do, once you find the measurement, go 1 degree, 1 millimeter in the sphere, and that will be like kilometers from your heart. 1 millimeter of opening the whole sphere is an extraordinary power because you're open the 2 halves of your rib cage, the 2 halves of your heart, the 2 halves of everything from the space of you. Exactly, Ellen, right there. So only 1 millimeter, yeah? 1 infinity, because if you open it too much, you're sitting back. So it's just an exuding place in order to get out or come back or moving through. It's beautiful, absolutely, but wonderful, wonderful, Mary Pat, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Surrender eventually, I think it's very good for us to massage this place right here. This is the breastbone. And below the breastbone, right here to this point, right here, is where the sternums connect. You know, the sternum connect to here and it goes all the way through it to here to the ribs. This is the breast, this is the breastbone. That is below here. It's like this little place that is not a cavity, but it's the place where the breast comes into being, the breast of your being comes. And this is the most delicate place as well. So when you are in the floor or when you're in bed, sometimes acknowledge both the center of the breastbone and then below, excuse me, the breastbone from which you're going to raise that plane. It's very important. When you raise, when you allow the breastbone to release, you're going to sense the back right here in the scapula to be able to really get out more. Because it's only when the breastbone becomes a little harder that you can't get out behind the scapula. You're stuck in the right and the left of your shoulder. So when the breastbone becomes at ease, then the back of yourself and all that area becomes spacious. So you are not just forward or back or connected into that place. Beautiful. We did it absolutely fantastic. The trip of the whole movement is the sphere, the 100 spheres. So just practice very, very gently and just, and you're coordinating the angle of movement that correspond to each place. You're becoming acquainted. I am not synchronized right now because I can't talk and be synchronized. Yeah. When I'm talking to you, I'm not connected. That's when we teach it. We can do that because connection means that you cannot fabricate thought to explain anything. Yeah, connection means that you are completely with it. But that's okay. You know, when I see myself in the I don't want to look at it because I am not. But it's all right. That's the price that you pay when you teach. Well, because when you teach, when you explain, you are disconnected from the movement momentarily to be able to tell words and images and guide the person. So as long as you know that, you're bringing yourself back to the connection and you understand that the connection doesn't have the label of the mind explaining something. Okay, so we are ready. We're going to go. I love you. Fantastic. We did find absolutely beautiful. Very good. Very good. Very good.
Wonderful.
I love it.
Can I ask one thing? And first of all, after we do, sometimes maybe in the future, we can go through and tell everybody, well, what did you learn today? What did you learn today? But I learned today, I used to always use my eyes to follow the motion, and it was always my head. And I really didn't connect the whole spine with my movement consistently. But as I did that today, the energy was just pounding, boom, 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 like beautifully. I do have a little kink in my thoracic, like the bra line. Like, what can I do to open that up real quick?
No,
'Cause
no,
I'm-
I think that what happened is you're opening it up already. Because what happened when you said, I'm moving the centers,
Yes,
the sphere of life is a chisel. It's a chisel that is going to pound and open any place that you may have used to really lift yourself.
yes,
So then when that chisel begins to be exploded momentarily, you're going to have pain in the muscles, because for the first time, the muscles, instead of relating from the back of the spine, they are opening from inside. So it's a trap to everything external, because it has to give in. You can't just move titty-tatter. You have to give in inside of its own fabric to take you out. So by tomorrow, you're going to be fine. Don't worry about it. It's natural, the pains arise because you are exploding from inside out when you connect to the sphere. Because in the moment that you connect to the sphere, the space that shows up is what releases the muscle formation that before may have been very tight inside of its form. And you couldn't get in touch to release it, because how are you going to get in to open it up? It's impossible, because that your consciousness is that. So the sphere, as it releases and open, is a trap, because all of a sudden you're releasing something that maybe it existed for, maybe even genetically. There is a memory from your ancestry. Then all of a sudden you come out, because the sphere is the chisel that allows you to expand in all directions. That's the function of the sphere of life. Yeah. In order, when you expand, immediately you are inside of the fountain. Yeah. I love it. I love you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
So great.
So I'm going to stop the recording.